This call is being recorded.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Dr. Roz, your VP of Communications. I am excited to be here this morning and always privileged, really, anytime I get the opportunity to introduce our CEO. This lady, Melissa Boston. For those of you that don't know who she is, if you don't know by now, let me tell you something. Talk about a woman who I am so proud to have gotten to know and to become a part of my family. As you often hear us talk about, we start out as strangers, then we become business partners. And I don't know what I'd do in my life now without her being a part of it. And so much of it is because of the character. See, anytime you join a company, you want to have character in the leadership. And that's what we have in our entire C suite, but it starts here with our CEO. So get your pen and paper, get ready, get your copious notes ready because she gives us all the things that we need to know when we wake up to Akana. I know you're ready. Melissa, are you there?
Wow, Dr. Roz. Oh my goodness. I tell you, I was so wrapped up in you and just everything you're sharing. I almost forgot to hit mute off. I was like, oh, I'm in it. But thank you so much. I am just so in awe this morning because, every time I get on this call, whether it's you or Phyllis, I mean, you are both two powerhouses. And just to hear you and the person who you are. I mean, I remember when we first met, you flew out to Houston and the dynamic leadership that you displayed and the character that you displayed and how so many people just respected you. And then just to see how quickly you rose the ranks here, going to Emerald, creating all the leaders, then joining our corporate team, even though you were really, an honorary member of our corporate team, actually from the beginning, because you just helped us in so many ways with your YouTube channel. And I'm just saying, we are so super proud of you. And I feel the same way. I mean, I don't know what our life would look like without you because you've been such an instrumental part of our day-to-day success and truly family. So just thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do. And I am super excited to wake up every morning, to hear everyone's voices on the other calls. But on this day, it is such an honor to be here to present our Wake Up with Akana. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being on the line this morning. I want to say good morning, good morning, good morning for everyone, coast to coast, soon to be around the world, okay? Definitely some big updates today. So if you have your pen and paper, you will want to take copious notes. But I also have three very special guests because I think it's important that you hear, kind of what's happening right now on all levels. A lot of times you hear from us as leaders, you hear great testimonials. But one of the great things that I could share, it is truly, truly, truly the time to be in Akana, the time to be in a company like this. We have been striving for more in 2024. We know that this is our year. We're also saying no more, closing the door on many things that weren't serving you, maybe weren't serving us, and just taking everything to the next level. But the meaning of Akana means in the hands of God. Our mission, we believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright by offering the most life-changing products and an innovative business. We empower people to elevate to their full potential. Our vision is to elevate the well-being of your body and soul. This weekend, for those of you who were a part of our previous venture, Healthy Place Botanicals, I know this message, will hit you hard. We received some devastating news actually on Friday, and our mentor, many of you might know him through other ventures, Jerome Hughes. In fact, he was featured on the cover of magazines, Meat Cutter to Millionaire, featured in Success Magazine. I mean, he's one of the rare people that's ever earned six figures monthly. In fact, I remember, him earning 110,000 a month, 120,000 a month. But more importantly, he was someone who's such a blessing, such an inspiration. Well, there was a tragic accident our overnight Thursday. Actually, carbon monoxide poisoning, guys. I mean, this is something we always, fear, just anything that could happen that just is so unexpected, right? I mean, of course, we can have people that might be ill, and we know that sometimes that's how life happens, but to have someone like him, in his 60s, a young visionary. I mean, this is the person who is really responsible for us being here in Akana because guess what? He had the audacity, right, to contact me and ask me to be the CEO of his company back in 2017. And here's the craziest part about life. I almost said no. For those of you who know me, I was the vice president for Students Against Drinking and Driving, the DARE captain, and just never thought I would be involved in a company that had anything to do with cannabis because, unfortunately, many of us, as we grow through our years, we get the stigma about cannabis, right? We learn about the unhealthy portion of the cannabis plant. But I said yes. End up doing my research, heard that the testimonials from people who were being healed, right? Reversing chronic issues, whether it was things like Crohn's disease or fibromyalgia, people were feeling better, living their best life. And I knew that this was a plant that I wanted to wrap my head around. And I went ahead and said yes. And we had a great run together. I mean, in fact, grew that company together over 1,700% in just a year. And it really gave me the foundation. It really gave me the opportunity to fly across the country, meet other, women and men in the cannabis industry and learn about the plant. And that was the foundation. That was the beginning. But we go back even further because if I go back to 2004, so we're talking about a 20-year relationship. And when you think about the industry, of network marketing, I mean, what I love about it, it's the fabric, right? It's like a family that it creates, but it's beyond being in the same business. Oftentimes in corporate America, there may be a few people you keep up with and you're still friends with, but in networking, I'm telling you, it's such a family. I had people this weekend who I hadn't talked to for 10 years, some of them even longer than that, reaching out because everyone wants to head to Atlanta to support the homegoing for Jerome Hughes. And so we are devastated. We are headed out on an emergency trip. They're actually having the services this Saturday. And so I just want you to keep the Jerome Hughes family, the network marketing industry, really uplifted, because when I think about him, he's a pioneer, not just of starting a cannabis company, right? Having me, a Black female CEO, be a CEO in the cannabis space, okay? And the reality is, when I think about his vision and how he ended up in the position where he became kind of a farmer, kind of crazy, huh? Was raising chickens and working with the USDA to do organic chicken and organic farming and starting to do other things, right? As far as building homes for people. And when you think about life and how it works, and you really have to think about the relationships that you've created and how we can honor those people who were there to really help inspire us, to pour into us, and to mentor us. And one thing I will say is when I think back to 2004 when I first met him, and many of you, you joined this industry and how you got involved could have been just listening to a conference call. And you never realize how just something like that can impact your life. I mean, I want you to think about a conference call. One call that somebody cares enough about you to get you on, and it can change the trajectory of your life forever. So I want you to think about this, okay? As a single mom, I was living in New Jersey, had a promotion from my job, and I was, doing big corporate things, company car, corner office, traveling internationally. But I was really, really, really burnt out, just because I knew I really wanted to put that time and attention into my family. Many of you know the story. My son came to me, Mom, I'll never be 5 years old again. You want to know something? I have no memories of you at the age of 5. And that was a heartbreaking moment, a heartbreaking day when I wanted to figure something out. But honestly, I didn't know a way out. I thought I was trapped in this corporate America cycle. But when I met him in 2004 via not only a conference call, but I want you to think about it this way. My neighbors, because I got moved back from New Jersey to Atlanta, I told my corporate job, I said, listen, if you want to keep me, you better find a position for me in Atlanta. They didn't have a company in Atlanta. They didn't have an office in Atlanta. So they created an opportunity for me to go to Atlanta and just work in my own office at home, okay? And so, but right after that, my neighbor invited me over to her home. And do you know, when I got to her home, I was thinking I was there to witness a grand opening for her husband's new computer business. I didn't know that it was network marketing. There was only 2 guests at her home that showed up, okay? I was one of them. But remember, I was one of those people praying for a way out. again, single mom, just burnt out with corporate America, praying for something to change my life. I would show up at her home and she would put a conference call on, okay? It was a pre-recorded conference call. It played for 15 minutes. And after the end of that 15-minute call, I was like, sign me up. I am ready. Put me in the system. And it was none other than the voice of Jerome Hughes, okay? And the crazy part about that story is they didn't even look at me as a networker or anyone who could be successful in networking. I guess they invited me over to be a seat filler, okay? Because when I told them to sign me up, they were more interested, and this was the people that own that house, right? My friends who invited me over, in this other guy that came, and he was not interested. But they were trying to convince him, and I had to literally ask him, where is your computer? I had to go upstairs. Remember dial-up, okay? You know, we had to dial up to get on the internet. I went upstairs, signed myself in, okay? I had to find their website. They were not interested in me. But I would go on to be the star agent of that company. My face was featured on the website. But here's what was the most critical moment. You know, because I was the top seller of DVDs, Jerome Hughes ended up reaching out to me. He's like, listen, you know, the owner of the company, we're watching you. And there's some special things about you. And we want you, you know, to come and be a part of this training we're having. And before I knew it, Jerome was having me go with him from city to city, and he had me presenting. And here I was, you know, this girl who never thought I could really succeed. The only reason why I was on the front of the cover of the website is because I had great sales. I wasn't building a sales team. I had great sales. I was selling DVDs, you know, to anybody who would pay attention to listen, okay? And so it's just one of those moments when I thought back and I thought about my humble beginnings in the industry of network marketing and how I couldn't build a team to save my life. I didn't know anything about team building, just didn't have success with that. But he's someone who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. He kept telling me, listen, you're going to be a powerhouse in this industry. You're going to lead women and men across the country. He said, across the world. He said, you're going to be on magazines. And when all of that manifested, when we were on the cover of magazines, when we were on different news outlets, right? When we had a chance to get to the point where our team was having so much success. We had 20 people earning six figures. I was earning over $500,000 a year. And I think back to really the beginning of that and how he was such an instrumental part of that, because without his vision, I don't know that we would have ever had the magnitude of success we've had, because it takes someone sometimes believing in you more than you believe in yourself. And I am so grateful and honored for him and all that he's ever done, you know, in the industry. And we did part ways as we created our own company, and life that happens. But we're going to be there in Macon, Georgia. That's where the funeral services are. I know there's many, many, many people coming from all across the country. A lot of our team that was with us, especially the YTV era, you know, are showing up and showing out in big, big droves. But I wanted to just take a second really to honor him this morning, because really at the end of the day, when I really think about it, for us to be here today in this company called Akana, for Wakana for Life to ever exist, it first took him having a vision to have Healthy Place Botanicals, and him having the vision to say, hey, Melissa, would you be my CEO? And all of that then led to what we're doing now here with Akana. And so I wanted to bring that out, guys, because there's going to, again, be just this week, it's going to be a little bit disrupted. I do want to thank many people who've been working with us on the Wellness Center, because we will go live on Wednesday, because guess what, guys? We are 95% complete. I mean, it is looking phenomenal. They're hanging drapery today. And so just know there's a big, big update. So before we leave for Atlanta, we're going to go live with all of our Icona Diamond members and Black Card members. Also, too, another update is regarding the boot camp, okay? So we are going to actually postpone the Dallas boot camp. It's going to still happen, but we're going to postpone it to after the 420 event. That was a request that was made after we had already started finalizing the arrangements. So we had some talks with some of the leaders there, and their teams are coming from Dallas in the droves to the 420 event. They wanted to concentrate on the 420. I said, that makes sense. So here's what we're going to do. For those of you who've already purchased your ticket, there's great news for you, because you're going to actually be able to convert that into the 420 ticket, and that will give you the lowest price, or even lower than our introductory price. And so if you got on that ticket quickly, you have really benefited yourself. You can either refund it, or you can just say, hey, put it towards my 420 ticket, and now you get the lowest price that is not even available when we launch it, okay? And so that's what we're happening there. The actual ticket price for the 420 conference will be, actually, it's going to go up higher than this, but it's going to start off at $199. But today we're having an early bird price on that ticket as well. And so the early bird price on that ticket is going to end up being $175 for general admission. You're going to save 10%, so you're going to get $17 off of that for those who buy today, okay? And that's going to be for our 420 general admission. There is an opportunity where you can not secure your general admission, but there's a VIP upgrade, right? Where you can actually have access to a big mega party, okay, that we're throwing on Saturday night. We're going to have some amazing guests, a special venue. I mean, this is going to be just a party of all parties. I mean, we are going to show up and show out at this conference, guys. And so there's a special ticket you can choose to add on or not, right? You can make that your choice, but that's going to be on Saturday night. But other than that, the general admission ticket will cover all the other events that we're doing for the 420 event. Also 2 black card holders, right? Akama Diamonds, lifers, and founders. Just know that your bonuses load today, okay? Again, a lot's going on, but those bonuses load today. Just got the green light from our finance team. I saw an email come through this morning, so I know that's going to load today. So we are super excited about that. Hair certification. If you have ever wanted to join the hair certification, you want to join that today. I believe it's happening right after Save Our Strands, around 3 o'clock, 3 to 5. And so that's only available for those of you who've purchased the scope scan. So if you have purchased the scope scan, make sure you get with Dr. Roz if you have not seen your link, but I know she's already sent it out. And if you want to purchase a scope scan, Dr. Roz also sent a link out sharing with you how to do that so that you can get the scope, the certification, the training, and you can go out there and help people heal their hair. In fact, we have a special promo on our hair products, and it's Fall Back in Love with Your Own Roots, okay? And so there's actually a special discount on select products, and you're going to get an email blast on that as well. So we're going to empower women and men too to fall back in love with their hair. Our Valentine's Day specials have already dropped. They are actually loaded on the website, so you can actually start taking advantage of these now. We have 2 big promos. One of them is Share the Love this Valentine's Day with all your Lovers Essentials Variety Pack. For those of you who purchase the pack today, you actually receive a complimentary bottle of our massage oil. But it's super exciting, guys, because we have one of our packs that actually is a variety pack. You get the bottle of KOJ, you get our Cherry Bliss CBD lube, our Diamond Pre-Roll, you're getting a couple of pain cream samples, black seed oil, and yes, the complimentary bottle of massage oil. You're grabbing all of that. Can you believe it? For just $99.95. There's also a power pack, okay? And the power pack is going to give you a bottle of power gummies, a pack of flight gummies, okay? Your Cherry Bliss CBD lube, your pre-roll 300 milligrams, 2 of the KOJ samples, your black seed oil, and yes, the massage oil. When you go ahead and get that purchase in today, and that's a $170 value. You're getting all of that for $119.95. And guess what? You're also saving 2%, guys. And so that is just an unbelievable deal on both of those promos. Make sure you act today so that you can save and get the lowest rate with all the perks like that massage oil. And so with that being said, we had such a tremendous weekend. We've had such a tremendous start to our new year. I have some very special guests that we're going to bring up. The first one, I'm going to just bring it up from a product and a testimonial and a praise report, because this is someone, you've heard him often on our morning call. He sometimes jumps in here and there, but he is a legend in the industry of network marketing. I mean, literally earning, millions of dollars in this industry, helping to inspire people, not just here in the United States, but all around the world, building one of the biggest teams for a mega company in the country of Australia. He is on his way to a cruise. He won that courtesy of Akana. So we're super excited to send him off and say bon voyage. But none other than Steve Stuckey. If you're on the line, please hit star and share with them what's been going on with you over the last couple of weeks, or actually a few weeks since December.
Hey, Melissa, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Wow, it's been amazing, and I just been feel amazing. I have so much energy in my life, but December 15th, I said, I'm going to start a cleanse. And then I was mad at myself when Christmas came. I'm like, oh my gosh. I go to my mom's house, and my brothers were there, and they got all this snacks and all this junk, and I gave in and I ate it. But I got right back on the cleanse on the 26th, and I just my first 21-day cleanse, I had 23 pounds dropped, and now I'm at I didn't finish the cleanse actually because I took a break, so I wasn't fully on it on the 26th. I did take a couple days off, and then I came back, but I did lose 23 pounds, and now I'm at 32 pounds. But I have more energy, and I purposely bought smaller clothes so I could wear them on the cruise because, I'm like, well, that's my goal, to get in these smaller clothes. When I got them, I'm like, they're so tight on me, but now, they're fitting me a lot better, and I just been feeling really good and so excited about the cruise. And this is an amazing opportunity, guys. You've heard me on here before and for motivation and stuff, but getting on this cleanse and eating according to your blood type is crucial for your health, and you just continue to do it, and you become a walking billboard. When you see people you haven't seen in a while, like, what the heck are you doing? You got an easy opportunity to share it with them. You can talk about it all day, but until you actually do it and can be consistent with it, that's when you'll have more attention. People are going to be coming towards you when you see them, when you haven't seen them in a while. And I'm very excited about this. And I just say drink a kind of smoothies like you drink tequila and your clothes will fall off, right? So, I'm just so grateful for this opportunity, and it's so sad to hear about the passing of Jerome Hughes. And I never met the guy in my life. Actually, I was just looking him up on Facebook, and we're not friends. And I'm grateful for him introducing Melissa and to being the CEO. I'm just so grateful for that, because we'd never be here. See, everything has a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. If my brother never passed away from carbon monoxide poisoning last year, I would still be living in Florida. But when he passed away, and my buddy Jesus was, Moshe saying, hey, you got to come meet Melissa Boston. You got to come to Chicago whenever you're back in town. And then my brother passed, and I was back in town. And that's when I met her, when I was back in town for my brother's funeral. So I'm just so grateful and just honored to be a part of Akana and being part of this company to the $1 billion big. And Melissa, thanks so much. I'll see you later. I'll be heading down there to come visit you guys later today at the Akana office.
Wow, we can't wait to see you. That was so powerful. Thank you for sharing. And wow, it's just listening to our stories and what happened with your brother, and now the carbon monoxide with what happened with Jerome. I tell you what, life is precious. Love the ones and tightly who you know, and your family, your friends, your circle, and let's give people their flowers on earth. So appreciate you, Stuckey. Can't wait to see you. Okay, buddy? Wow. And with that being said, let's go ahead and reach out to now someone over in Chicago also. This is someone who is headed for Sapphire. She is focused and determined. I was so proud of her because she did her very first party and knocked it out the park, guys. If you're not doing elevation experiences in the privacy of a home, you're just missing out. I mean, I witnessed this team have so many sales that day. They beat out the sales of the entire company, okay, with one party they had, okay, on Saturday. And so Audrey Jones, I tell you what, we appreciate you for coming in. She's always there being a servant leader. She volunteers on Thursday. You might know her daughter who is there on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's Aaliyah. But Audrey, just so proud of you for having your first party, and just kind of share a little bit about what happened on Saturday. If you're on the line, Audrey, hit star star.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you all hear me?
I can. Good morning.
Good morning. Saturday was awesome because my thought process for putting it together was I need to start with my family and my friends, and get them all in one space so that they can hear and see and understand about what's going on in our lives and what we need to do to make our health way better. My family and my friends, they showed out, they came out, they just amazed me that they were so receptive to what we were doing. And then that's important. The most important thing is to really, really have our people to understand we need to change our lifestyle in order for us to be able to reverse, be better, and live a longer, healthy life. And they came out. And when they came out, at the same time, we got a lot of them in there saying, well, okay, I need to put one together too. I need to put one together too. And this is going to go on and on. I think that was because it was more personal, where everybody felt comfortable for doing what they was doing. And I was just so excited. I'm just so excited. I can't wait to just keep doing this.
Wow.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you. Thank you and your team. You guys showed up. You showed out. Tracy Bolton. I mean, really, I know that's your sponsor. And just witnessing how you were working with Dale, who wasn't even in the business. She had the party at her home. And to see how Helen, your sister, your group is really just growing. I know Dale now is joining the team. You had a distributor join also that day, which is amazing, because we didn't even talk about the opportunity. And she was like, hey, I'm ready to join. So it was just an exciting day. And I am so, so proud of you. In fact, we stayed and just kept staying because people just kept wanting to buy. So we stayed for hours just putting orders in. So that was awesome. So great job, Audrey. And there was someone else there at your event who's actually one of our certified wellness coaches as well. And she is someone who's actually already hit Sapphire. I know she is on her way to Ruby, on her way to Diamond, and she's doing big things. And we just appreciate her leadership. But Crystal Robinson, if you wouldn't mind just sharing a word or two with the audience on really what you took away from Saturday.
Of course. Good morning, everybody. Melissa, can you hear me?
I can.
Great. So I just wanted to share this, you guys. It was just awesome and amazing to be with Audrey and her family. And as we were there, I was looking at everybody and I was just thinking, all we did was share. All Audrey did was share and invite. And I think a lot of times we want our family members, we want to start with our family members. They're not even trying to hear us because we're too close to them. But I'm sure Audrey shared and invited. And Melissa and Phyllis and Coach Dan, they always tell us, follow the system. So she shared, she invited. We made so many amazing connections with the people that were there from her family. And it's like we weren't even working. We were just there talking, sharing our stories and sharing our experiences. So the process works, you guys. Share and invite. And if the family members you share with don't want to do it, it's okay. Keep going. They're going to watch you, and they're going to eventually come around because they're going to want what you have, and they're going to want to look the way you look. So again, our process works. Just share, keep sharing, keep inviting, and keep being positive and optimistic. That's it.
Wow, that is awesome. And you are so right. It's just keeping it simple. Even when you think about the party itself, I always say party, but yeah, the elevation experience itself, we just, like Crystal said, followed the system. We played the videos. We let the videos do the work. We did the wellness bingo, followed the system. And at the end, guess what? We put the applications in their hands because guess what? We were following the system. We let them know there were 3 types of people because we were following the system. And guess what? Before we knew it, there were a line of people who just wanted to place an order, who wanted to ask questions. And before we knew it, Audrey now is super excited because she's on her way to Sapphire because they're going to keep doing these parties all month long. And that's the way it goes. If we had parties happening all across the country, just imagine the momentum that it would create So I would encourage everyone to do what Audrey did, be an example. And sometimes it takes leadership helping to encourage people on our team, because I know Tracy was instrumental in encouraging Audrey. Audrey, you can do it. See, it takes with you believing in your team, just like Jerome believed in me. Tracy said, Audrey, you can do it. Let's do it. And it pushed her along. And guess what? Before you know it, Audrey had an event that knocked it out the park. Audrey is on her way to Sapphire and then on her way to Diamond. And see, that's what it takes. So whose fire are you going to light this week? What spark are you going to start? Who on your team are you going to encourage to have a home party, to invite all of their family and friends over? And what was so special is when your family and friends truly know you're coming from the heart. They know it's not about a sales presentation. They know it's not about pushing your own agenda. They know it's about caring from the heart. And that's really the tone that was set first with Tracy, then with Audrey, then with Dale. And Dale really invited people as well for the purpose of just getting some education. We got some experts in that's going to talk about wellness. That she made some salads. She made some fruit bowls. She really wanted to pour into her family to make sure they were healthy and well. And if we lead with that spirit, you're going to have an event like they did with 17 people at that one event, guys. 17 people. And these were all people that had never seen the opportunity. And now they're booking events. They're coming down to the office. Some of them have joined the team. More are joining. And just, again, that's what it takes. It takes having that vision to go ahead and look within your team. Find someone who you can light a fire with. Maybe you've already exhausted your connections, but if you have teammates, even if you have customers, because let's think about this. Daryl was Audrey's customer. She wasn't in the business, okay? And now she wants to sign up. The other lady signed up. She said, hey, I want to sign up too. But it was at the end. We were ready to go. So we said, listen, we're going to send you some information so she can see the packages, because we know she probably wants to do wellness coach, and we'll get you started this week, okay? And she was like, okay, great, let's do it. And so with that being said, thank you so much, Steve Stuckey. Thank you, Audrey Jones. Thank you, Crystal Robinson. You guys have really knocked it out the park this morning. I am so proud of each and every one of you. And I know Audrey, I know Crystal, you guys have been a part of Team No Sleep, helping to get this wellness center together. I know Sanal, who's probably listening in. I know she probably dropped her head down about 3 this morning. So if you're listening, Sanal, big shout out to you as well. Tracy Bolton, for all that you've been doing. I mean, even when she fell ill, she was just pushing. Dr. Betty. I mean, so many people. Oh my goodness. Gerald West. I mean, I can go on and on and on. So we'll give a formal thank you to everyone involved, because there's been so many people from Joseph Sanford who just show up, who just want to support Tim Rush, right? Well, thank you so much. Again, every time I name one name, I'm like, oh my God, there's a lot more. Okay, Dorothy Ellis, yes, I see you. And even Dominique, okay? We thank you as well for all that you've been doing to show up and show out. And of course, Dion, Tracy's son, I mean, he's been so instrumental with this wellness center. On Wednesday, you're going to have a chance to see it for the Diamond and the Black Heart members. We're going to take you on a video tour. For those of you who are in the Chicagoland area, we'll have a day where you can actually drop by, and then we'll have the bookings where you can start booking your first events. And so with that being said, we want to jump on our rebound, with Akana, with DJ and Dr. Roz. Save Our Strands at 2:30, followed by certification. Our Diamond Factory, of course, with our phenomenal Chief Sales Officer, Phyllis Nash, tomorrow. And with that being said, we want you to have an Akana day. Go get those Valentine specials. Look out for your 420 opportunity to get the lowest price today, okay? And with that being said, we're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.